Hi guys, welcome back to another Scout the Defender YouTube video, and you may notice a slightly different setting in my background. Well, that's because Scout has actually been sent off for some diagnostics work off the back of my last video where we've experienced a lot of overheating and power issues. That's been sent to the guys at LR Motors, so hopefully in the next kind of few weeks we're going to hear exactly what the problems are, and I'll keep you guys updated with that. But before I sent it off, I actually filmed a few videos to ensure that I got content to post to you guys in the meantime. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll check back soon. Hi guys, welcome back to another Scout the Defender YouTube video, and to a video that I'm really excited about because it's something that I wanted to do to Scout ever since I bought it. So as you may know, in previous videos I fitted a Zunsport grille to give the Defender more of that kind of classic look. Well, today we're going to be updating the light surrounds again to give it more of that classic vibe. So previously when I bought Scout, all of the grille was kind of the plastic original. I think it's dark silver, bronzy kind of coloured. I originally sprayed these Santorini black, not knowing that the car was actually Sumatra, but I've always been desperate to rip these off and give the car that more classic look with some metal light surrounds. So that is what we're going to be fitting today in today's video. As always, if you're enjoying these videos, please give the video a like and also subscribe for loads more modifications to come, and let's get into it. Okay, so let's get unboxing. So I ordered this from TMD Tuning. Go on their website, they've got loads of products, but these are going to be the classic light surrounds. So I already opened it, just have a little sneak peek because I couldn't wait. Right, so all packaged inside we have the surrounds, and then we have the blanking plates for the holes, and then we should also have some of the grille vents. So I'll open this one up first. All metal. So there we have the light surround. So on their website you can choose, I guess, whether to have it, they have, I think standard was black grey, or you can have it body coloured painted. So I've had this painted in the Sumatra black. I think this is probably the second light surround. Yeah, so I won't open that just yet because you've seen the other one. So in here we've also got the fixing pack. So these are the kind of the mesh vents that will go into the grille, and a fitting guide, and obviously the fittings too. Finally, we have, I think these are the blanking plates. Yeah, there we go. So these are the thin strips that will blank off any of the extra holes that you may have on the Puma. So, there we go. So again, some sheets of metal, spray painted in Sumatra black, so you can see that they're kind of the shape. That's where the vent mesh will go, and that's where the lights will pop through. So yeah, really happy with those. Now it's time to get them fitted. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, pop the bonnet and remove the grille and the AC surround. There's obviously just the top 4 bolts here that we'll remove. Now once they're removed, remember to also remove the ones that are on the side of the grille too. Then we should now be able to remove the grille surround. Okay, so next thing is to remove the 2 screws in the light surround. And once they're out, then we also need to remove the screws that are holding each of the 2 lights in. So one on each side. We can now remove the panel. You'll need to also unclip the lights to feed the cables through. So if you just bring the wires through, these are just on little clips. If you push them in, they'll pull off really nice and easy. And there's the second one. Now with these off, normally the lights are stuck on with foam gaskets, so I push this off, and then I can pull the light through like so. So there's the one, and we'll do the same on the second one too. Usually it needs a bit of force, and there we go. You can pop the light off and then pull the lamp through. There we go now, so we can now do away with that, and we'll have to get some new foam gaskets for the light to mount up onto. The next thing you're going to want to do is just wipe down behind the panel. I've got some degreaser here. Obviously, driving along on the roads, all the mud can flick up even behind the light surround grille, so we'll just clean that off with a bit of degreaser. Make sure it's got a nice contact point when we fit the new panels. Whilst I'm doing this, you can also see some of these holes would actually be showing if you didn't have the blanking plates. So the plate will go over the top of this, and it's a real thin piece of metal, so you won't even notice it, for then the grills to go over the top. So that's why you have, I guess, the blanking plate, and also then the surrounds will screw into it. There we go. Nice and clean. Alright, so I've now got my blanking panel. I'm going to offer it up just to see how it looks. And there you go, you can see paint matches pretty much perfectly, and they will line up with all of the screw spaces to I guess blank those dud holes off. Okay, so the next thing to do once we've got the surround all cleaned up is to push these, I guess they're effectively like captive screw grubs, into the two holes that are kind of left. Obviously the original light surround was screwed into these two, but these two were missing, so we'll push those two in. So these can take a bit of persuasion to get in. I don't really know the best way to do it other than use like the head of a hammer to give you kind of that extra bit of leverage and really push and wiggle at the same time is how I've kind of done it. There you go, they snap into place. So now we have the two extras for the two screws to go into. Time to offer up the blanking plate, and then once that's on, we'll feed the lights back through the holes like this. Grab the other one. So we'll feed the lamps through and then attach the lamps, and they will effectively start to clamp that blanking plate in place. So that's the first. There's a second one, and then we'll attach or clip in the light. This is a bit tricky, one person, but we'll get there. So there we go, that's the lamp clipped in. Then you can push the wires back through and then effectively screw the lamp back into place, and that will start to clamp in the blanking plate. That's the top lamp in loosely. We'll do then the same on the second lamp. Again, align it all up, drop the light back through, and then get the screws to hold the plate and the light in place. Just because I get paranoid whenever I unclip wires before I screw everything back, I just do a light check. They're all working fine. So the importance of not doing them all the way up is so that you can then adjust the panel slightly to ensure that the other holes align. So don't do the lights fully up until you're confident that you've got all the holes lined up. What I'm going to do next is fit the surround itself, and then I can go around and tighten up the rest of the screws. So to fit the light surrounds, we've got these little washers and the little screws, and ensure that the washer fits on the back of the light surround as you push the light surround through, just to keep everything nice and snug and stop the paint from rubbing. So this again is a bit fiddly. The other thing to check when you're offering this up is you'll have two kind of holes or grooves cut for when you want to adjust the lights. So ensure that you've got those lining up in the right spots at the bottom and at the side, so that if you need to adjust the level of the light, you can easily do that still. So ensure they all line up too. I've got those aligned now. A bit fiddly, but they're aligned. Again, make sure when you do the bottom ones also that you have the washers underneath. And again, it's a bit of wiggling to get the blanking plate in just the right location. That's located. And the fourth and final one just needs to slot in like so. There we go. Took a bit of wiggling, but we've got there in the end. So we can tighten those up. Again, I'm just going to do them slightly loosely to start, and then we'll go all the way around again and tighten it all up. But that is looking really good. I'm really pleased with how that looks. Giving that kind of classic front end. So now we've got that all loosely kind of tacked in place, we'll go around and tighten up all the other screws. The main thing to do is to ensure that that kind of blanking plate fits really nice and flush, so you can't really tell it's even there. Okay, so I'm really happy with how that looks now. The final thing to do is to fit the gauze or the vent, and I'll just do that now. But yeah, I think that looks really great, really smart, really happy. The final part I have to do is fit the gauze that will fit, I guess, basically in that hole there. This comes in two parts. So you have the original, the plate itself, and then you have the bracket which I've screwed in loosely. This will effectively slot up behind the plate, and then also you can flick it round to then fit the bracket at the bottom. Right, so after a fair bit of faffing, I've finally got this in place. It's a really fiddly, but basically you've got that bracket that needs to push against the back of the, I guess, the original aperture. So I've got a flathead screwdriver that I'm putting through the vent itself and pushing against the bracket, and then I'm able to turn the Allen key to tighten it up. So it's a really fiddly thing to do. But yeah, you can see there that I'm holding basically the bracket with the screwdriver, so I can then turn against it to tighten up the vent. So there we have it, that's the one side fitted. I think it looks really smart, really clean. I love that the paint is perfect match, so really happy with that install. We're now going to do the other side, and then I'll give you kind of the full reveal of what it looks like. But yeah, really happy with how that went. So there we go guys, that is the install of the classic light surrounds. Be sure to check out TMD Tuning, they've got loads of other products, and I'm really happy with how that looks. It gives the whole front end that more classic look, and yeah, I'm really happy with the results. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a like and also subscribe for plenty more modifications, and also let me know down in the comments what you think of the new, I guess, front end. I'm really keen to hear what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video.